I'm Dan Salzer.
I'm Chris Underwood.
And welcome to Panther Rewind. Welcome inside our new digital studio for the first episode of Panther Rewind, our weekly show giving you highlights, interviews, and a look around Panther Nation.
Wrestling last week had their Springfield tri-meet as Peralt won twice at the 184 weight class, cementing him right now to 19-5 on the season. Ahmed and Pagliarulo both coming away with victories as well. Cementi almost getting a win, but taking a hard L to a tough decision, 9-7. They're going to be taking on Western New England University on Sunday. Then they're going to the NCAA Regionals at Roger Williams Sunday the 26th.
Men's and women's skiing were in action this past weekend at the UVM Carnival. On Friday in the Giant Slalom, the men picked up a sixth-place finish. The women finished in 7th out of 13 teams. On the women's side, Freydis Eisendaughter finished 5th out of 80, picking up her 4th straight top 10 finish. On the men's side, Carl Kuss finished 8 out of 80, and for his 4th straight top 10 finish as well. Saturday was a tough day in slalom for both men's and women's of Plymouth State. Men finished 12th out of 13. Women slightly better, finishing in 9th place. Charlotte Lerngart finished well for the Panthers, picking up her 5th top 25 finish in 6 races. The next event on the ISA calendar will be the Dartmouth Carnival at the Dartmouth Skiway this Friday and Saturday. Giant slalom on Friday, slalom on Saturday.
Women's swimming and diving with the LEC Championship, placing 6 out of 7 teams with only 76 points to their credit. Panthers right now 4-6 in conference. Last year 7-3. A little bit of a dip for them. None of the Panthers getting first place finishes at the LEC finals for them. They're going to the New England Championship next weekend in Kingston, Rhode Island, from the 17th to the 19th. The highest finish the Panthers have had at the New England finals was in 2002 to 2003 in the Switzer era, coming 6 out of 20 teams.
Men's and women's track and field teams were in action this past weekend as well at the Dartmouth Indoor Classic. On the women's side, Selena Belargian and Riley Goulet led the way for the Panthers, setting school records in both of their efforts. Belargian finished 10th in the shot put and 2nd among D3 competitors with a distance of 11.87 meters. Goulet finished 14th in the 1,000 meter and 6th among D3 competitors with a school record time of 3:15.97. On the men's side, Warren Bartlett and Sam Burnett led the way for the Panthers in the 1-mile run. Bartlett set a school record with a time of 4:17.30 and now has a top 22 place in the nation. Burnett was not far behind, only 2 seconds behind to be exact, with a 4:19 time and a new personal best. The next event on the calendar for track and field will be the Little East Conference Championship this Saturday at Southern Maine.
Women's basketball had a tough game against Eastern Connecticut last week, losing 60-47. Eastern Connecticut right now the number 1 team in the LEC. Kayla Weiland had 14.7 rebounds and 4 blocks to her credit during the contest. Ace Lawrence, 2 3-pointers for her. Savannah Miller, the point guard, with 8 points. Annalisa Schmidt, 6 points, 10 rebounds. And Emerson, 4 points, 3 rebounds off the bench. Panthers right now 5-14 overall, 2-8 in the conference in 6th place. And if they put together a complete game, they're probably one of the better teams in the LEC. They're going to be taking on Keene State tonight. That tip-off will be at 5:30.
Yeah, tough break. If they can just put some things together, they have a good chance of running the table at the end of the season.
Exactly.
On the back end of that doubleheader in men's basketball, the Panthers are taking on the Warriors of Eastern Connecticut State University. As the Panthers held on for an 83-79 victory over the Warriors. Jack Preston came off the bench and had a game-high 24 points, 4 of 10 from the floor was 6 of 8 from the free throw line with 7 boards. Mike Osgood continued his hot streak, picking up 22 points as a starter for Plymouth State. The Panthers shot their best game from the floor this season, shooting 57.4%, 81.8% from the free throw line. During the game, the Panthers forced 19 turnovers and had 23 points off of those turnovers, with 46 points in the paint. Plymouth State will be back in action at Keene State this Wednesday at 7:30.
For Plymouth State women's ice hockey, they had a big doubleheader weekend as they took face against USM and Nichols College. For the Nichols College game, they lost in overtime 5-4 on a heartbreaking own goal for themselves. Haley Branovan, the defenseman, with 1 goal and 1 assist. The freshman, Kaylee Jacobs, 2 goals and 1 assist to her credit. And Shannon Hickey, 1 goal for her as well. I got the chance to talk with Coach Michael Hahn just to ask him exactly what happened over the course of that weekend as they projected to win both games but just could not come away with the victory. Then I asked Brooke Maggie as well, the young sophomore forward for them, exactly what they need to do to carry on through this entire season.
Yeah, just bringing the hard work that we always bring. I think those two teams we'd beaten both, or I guess we'd beaten USM and hadn't played Nichols, but we saw Nichols play early in the year, and they got beat pretty bad. And I think that our preparation wasn't our normal preparation. I think girls thought it was going to be a little bit lighter of a game, and we didn't prepare the right way, and it's tough. Preparation is really important, and consistency with the preparation is really important. That's why we have game day protocols, and that's why we do all the small things that we do. Player meetings, line meetings, D meetings. And we didn't do that. The players kind of took a little bit of a different approach, and it didn't really work out. So we're back to status quo for what we're doing, and bringing a nice work ethic and nice patience in our game. I think is really going to help out this weekend.
Well, we just need to come out with intensity and most importantly heart. We've kind of been lacking that like the last weekend. A team we can't underestimate. So let's hope we get on the board first, and we just need to make things happen the entire game and not give up until the last whistle.
The Panthers are going to be at home Friday night as they take on St. Mike's College. They already beat them 4-0 earlier on the season. And for the Panthers, this is a must-win game for them, just because the playoffs are on the line.
Oh, they absolutely need it. Sitting right now in 7th place, trying to climb up and hopefully get some home ice advantage. For men's hockey, they were in action this past weekend once again on the road at UMass Dartmouth and picking up a very convincing 6-3 victory on the road over the Corsairs. In that game, Panthers had 6 different goal scorers, and I talked to Evan Morelli, who did not play in the game, but talked about how his team performed and what his thoughts worked well, and also what they need to do moving forward.
Just staying focused. We've been not playing a full 3 periods this whole season. We've been kind of struggling with that. So that was definitely our main focus, along with, our penalty kill has been great this second half. Really building up from there. Terry played, a great game like normal. But yeah, our PK, you got a lot of guys that aren't, typically recognized, working hard, and it shows on both the defensive side, and they were able to score a couple goals for us. So it was awesome. It was a great game overall.
With that victory at UMass Dartmouth, the Panthers team picked up their 500th program win. And in that win, Thierry Messervier, the strong freshman between the pipes for Plymouth State, picked up another win and improved to a 6-3-1 record with a 2.37 goals against average and a 907 save percentage. The Panthers are inching closer to a first-round bye and look to pick that up with a win this weekend at Framingham State, and are inching closer to sealing up that first place going into the MASCAC tournament, and hope to do so next Tuesday versus Salem State.
See what the boys can do this weekend, as you just mentioned, Dan. And exactly, you want to check us out. Here's the promos that we got for you. Next Tuesday night, as that game against Salem State has changed to Tuesday, February 14th. Puck will drop at 6 o'clock as always. Pregame will be at 5 as a Pemmy Baker game of the week so far. Friday night, women's ice hockey is taking on St. Michael's College. Puck dropping as always at 6 o'clock at Handaway Rink. Pregame will be at 5. I'll be on the call with that one. Next Wednesday, basketball doubleheader versus Southern Maine. Tip-off for the women's at 5:30, men's at 7:30 in the Foley Gymnasium. And you always know, pregame half an hour before both of them.
As always, fans, like us on Facebook at Plymouth State Broadcasting. Follow us on Twitter at PSU Broadcasting. See all of our videos on our YouTube channel. And with that, that's going to wrap up our show on the first ever episode of Panther Rewind. I'm Dan Salzer.
I'm Chris Underwood.
We'll see you next week on February 20th for our next edition.